Digimon has such a soft spot in my heart. I do love Digimon.
I do. And you know what it is, though? It's the fucking designs.
I know.
Like, I know this is a little chibi thing, but Gabumon, think about Gabumon. How fucking cool is Gabumon?
I don't know what it is, but it's like Pokemon and Digimon. It's just the games. The games are so good.
Well.
What do you mean, well?
I mean, Pokemon, yeah, but like...
The games are good, too. I don't think I've ever played a Digimon game that I didn't like, personally.
Maybe, like, didn't like, but, like, I don't know if I'd say they're, like, good. Like, I think the Pokemon games are good.
Oh, obviously better. Just a better format.
Yeah. I think some of them are okay. There's been some good ones. Yeah. But, yeah, no, I see what you're saying. When it comes to things like that,
it's the writing is so fast.
Yeah, the writing's bad. It's like the concept and like the designs that I really appreciate and love. I think that soft spot you're talking about, that's where Digimon is for me. Like the designs.
Welcome back.
Howdy.
Hardcore Podcast number 9. I'm your host, Robert.
And I'm Christopher
Norwood and Robert Melton back at it again. Episode 9, and we will be covering Digimon. A couple different Digimon medias, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to kind of go over Digimon Survive, the new game that just came out a couple months ago, right?
Yes, it's like a new tactical RPG. Kind of like if you've ever played Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Or like Final Fantasy Tactics, games like that. It's that same style. That with like visual novels. Is that what that type of game's called?
Yeah.
So yeah. Kind of cool because we haven't had a Digimon game come out in a few years, at least I think, with Cyber Sleuth being the latest release. So it was it was cool to get a new Digimon game.
Yeah.
And a different style of Digimon game than what we're used to.
Much.
I don't think there's ever been a tactics style Digimon game. But we're going to go over that. And we recently watched the new, I say new, it came out a few years ago. But
2015, I think.
2015? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's a 6-part like movie series. It's called Digimon Adventures Try. And we watched the first one, which is Reunion. And that brings back the cast from the OG Digimon Adventures.
Season 1.
Season 1. So... yeah, we're going to give you our thoughts on the game, and we haven't beat the game, but just like the first 5 to 6 hours, just kind of like a little mini review, first impression review, and then our thoughts on the movie.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And just talk about, our experience with Digimon in general.
Mm-hmm.
You're a little older than me, but not by much, but like we grew up with the same stuff, we grew up with like Pokemon, Digimon. So it was like a key part of our childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so I love Digimon, or at least I used to love Digimon. Now it's still got a really soft spot in my heart, but I will say that actually, I'll get back to that.
Okay.
I was gonna go into the movie, but we'll hold off on that because we did get into the game, and I'd like to get into that a little bit more. So, Digimon Survive.
Mm-hmm. And this was released on like PC, probably PS4 and PS5, I think, and like Xbox as well, Switch. We played it on the Switch. That's just a game like that. That's probably my favorite way to play. In case we really got into it, we could always play it handheld. You have that option.
Yeah.
But it was released on all, modern day platforms. So, yeah. Digimon Survive.
And when did that come out? Do you remember?
I know it was this year. I want to say like summer-ish, or maybe end of summer, like August.
Yeah, I'm thinking August. That sounds about right.
Like summer bleeding into fall. But it was pretty recent. And I managed to scoop it up for $17, brand new. GameStop was having like an end of the year sale, and that was one of the games, and it was $17. So
That's
like, nuts. Why not? Which I was a little scared because when games go down that fast, that's usually some indication that hey, this did not sell well. This was not a good launch.
But before we had even started playing it, I had heard great things about it, so that kind of upped that a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I didn't go into it with any expectations. Like, this is going to be bad. Let's just see. Or this is going to be really good. Man,
especially
I can't
with
wait.
a tactic style. I mean, you have so many games to compare that to. You mean, you got Fire Emblem, and then you have like Final Fantasy Tactics and any other just tactical style game. And a lot of those are very in depth.
Yeah. The one thing I think, because I played a few Fire Emblems. I haven't beat many. I think I've literally only beat one of them. But like playing Pokemon Conquest, which is the game I always tell you about. Like Final Fantasy Tactics, I played the advanced version, the GBA version, and those games made me like love that tactical style. Like I love that type of strategy. But I think those games like Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy, they're just a little deeper, when it comes to the tactics. Like you have like building height advantages and disadvantages and just different things like that I think that Digimon didn't cover or doesn't have. At least not that we've been able to get to.
It.
And that's a great segue. The thing about those games is it's always a slow start.
Very.
Like those games start so slow. So there may be so much more to like the tactical strategy of it that we just weren't able to get to in the first 5 to 6 hours. But it just takes that long to get to like the meat of a game like that.
No, I agree. Because you have so many characters usually in those games. You got to meet all those characters, and through the storyline, you have so many abilities you got to learn. Getting the experience to get your characters up to a level that you can actually utilize those abilities. And yeah, I mean, pretty much any game has a slow start, but these specifically have a very slow start, just because there's so much into it.
It's bittersweet. Like, I hate more than anything a feeling of like a movie, show, or a game just being rushed. And these definitely don't do that.
Right. No.
They do quite the opposite. It just takes that long. But that allows it to like build on the characters and, build on the story, build on the world. So, again, it's bittersweet because I don't know about you, but as I get older, like I almost want a game that just grabs me like that. Just because there's so many games being pumped out nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
So I want a game that just straight grabs me, and it being a tactical game is rare when it's going to be that game that just grabs my attention like that, just because it is such a slow start. But with it being like familiar territory with Digimon, it was a little easier to make me like want to play it more.
Right. And you get a new story with it, like totally new. Every character,
totally new, but I mean,
Digimon.
If you keep up with Digimon, a lot of the story is like the same.
Yeah, basically.
Digimon's not deep, really.
But from what I've seen from this story, it's pretty significant difference.
Okay, yeah.
Like, so the story is kind of strange, because we're, maybe 5 or 6 hours into it?
Yeah, I feel like the 5 or 6 hour mark is a good, like, first impression, amount of time for a first impression to where you kind of, you're past the tutorial, you got some mechanics, you got the blueprint of, like, what the game's going to be about. So, yeah, we're 5 to 6 hours in.
Yeah, and in about 5 to 6 hours, we've maybe done, I'd say, over 5 and under 10 matches of actual tactical combat.
That's true. Which, I mean, 5 to 6 hours, a game like this, I'm thinking this is probably like a 50 to 60 hour game.
It has to be.
Yeah. So.
Which is, great in terms of having a game to play for a while.
Yeah.
But
I've already got my $17 worth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But just so much of this one so far, there's just so much building up.
Yeah.
That it's almost been entirely story.
There's a lot of visual novel elements to the game. And again, it helps build on the world and the characters and the relationships and stuff. But right off the bat, I wish there was like, it kind of got you in there quicker, which, again, going back to the bittersweet, like I don't want it to feel rushed, but I just feel like the beginning took too long to get into.
Like, especially
like for it to lay the pieces.
Yeah, like
And like,
imagine like you were, say it was like an hour before you want to go to bed. You just want to start this game up, just get a little feel for it, save it an hour later, go to bed. Not this fucking game.
it's not the game you pick up and just put
No,
down. Yeah.
there's just, I mean, you'd be an hour in, there's no save point. You're in the middle of dialogue. You have another hour left of dialogue, and you close it, and you're like, you open it back up, and you got to sit there for another 2 hours, you know? So that would be devastating had that happen, but.
So help me out here. I'm gonna try and get into like the start of the game. So the game starts, obviously it's throwing you into a tutorial battle. So that's your first battle.
Right.
Very basic, because again, it's just teaching you the mechanics. So it starts off with a boy, a girl, they're in the forest. I know you have Gabumon. I can't remember the other Digimon, but there's Digimon there. Oh, I think it's Renamon actually.
It was Renamon.
Gabumon, Renamon. I don't know if it's necessarily their Digimon, but they're there to protect them. And it's showing you the mechanics of like, you know, just attacking and like side attacks, back attacks. They do more damage. That's a staple for like a tactic style game. So yeah, side attacks, back attacks, they do more damage, what it's like to move around, what this is. When you attack, there's a chance that like the enemy can counter, that mark is here. It's just showing you the basics of like everything on screen. So these Digimon are too powerful. You can't defeat them. So your characters just need to get away. And there's like a shining light like on the map that you need to kind of escape through. And I want to say there's also like a dark distortion that pulls one of the characters in. And I want to say one of the characters was able to make it to the light. I think it was the female character that gets pulled in by this like dark distortion.
Right.
And then the male character makes it to the light.
I believe that's right, just based on what we've played so far.
Yeah. And again, it doesn't like, I don't even think it's telling us their names. It's not throwing a lot of story out. It's just mainly the tutorial.
No, we just learned the names.
Yeah, that's right.
Like 5 or 6 hours.
That's
in,
right.
So
after that, it actually brings you to the actual protagonist, the character you're going to be playing as the entire time. And it takes place with this character. You're meeting a lot of his friends, but your class is almost like going on a camping trip to the mountains, to this facility that just looks like it's an old kind of school.
It looks like another school.
Yeah, in the mountains. And I think you're just going there to like research like temples and just, I don't know, just research the area. So yeah, you meet these characters. You can tell they're classmates. Some of them are from different schools. These guys are older. And then you just kind of go exploring. So you're exploring, and how the game sets up like the visual novel aspect is like you'll have some dialogue, and then it'll show these characters, and you're able to choose like, do I want to interact with this character and start like this conversation, or I can interact with this one, or I can interact with the background, and it gives you information on where you're at and what these flowers mean, what they resemble, and blah blah blah. Or you can there's like little icons where like, hey, if you start this conversation, it's going to continue the story. So you can kind of speed through it a little bit, or if you want to get more of like the lore, you can also just conversate with everyone.
Right, which is kind of what we did.
Yeah,
we were kind of getting every piece of the puzzle.
Yep.
But that character, the main character, his name is Takuma. And so they get to this field trip, and you're conversating, and it's a lot of that. It's a lot of just learning who the characters are. It's some classmates from the other schools. I guess it's just kind of like a conglomeration of just like a school. Say you're going to the fucking White House on a field trip. There's schools there. There's other schools there.
There's going to be other schools attending, yes.
It seems like they're maybe in the same district, because some of them know each other.
Right.
And, so you have like some friends there that some of their friends know that school, those schoolmates. And then, long story short, they end up going off the path after seeing some friends or whatever from the other school, and they stop, or they find this like cop like pulled over, and he's blocking like a landslide or something like that.
There's been a lot of So when you start the game, there's mention of like these landslides that are just kind
Right.
of happening randomly in this area. And when you go to the mountains, you're like, man, I hope a landslide doesn't happen, Like that was really close by. I hope we don't run into it, or I hope this doesn't affect our trip. And it does. So it blocks you off from where you're going to go.
Right. So you're talking to these friends and you overhear these other kids standing near like the cop that's talking about the landslides.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about a shrine.
Mm-hmm.
And you overhear them and then you end up trying to follow them. You know, you're a ways away, but you end up following them. And I believe when you do follow them, you get lost or they get lost and you can't find them at all. Yeah. And that's when the game kind of starts. Yeah,
it definitely picks up a little bit. So again, you're just kind of set out to explore. So when you overhear the talk of like the shrine, they're like, hey, that's what we're here for. We're here for, just to discover some new stuff, research some new stuff. So they're like, yeah, we're going to go check out the shrine. So you follow them, you get lost. And there's a tunnel right here, and you're thinking like, oh man, should we go through the tunnel and just try to find them? And then the people that you overhear, there's like a little girl, I think her name was like Mew or something, but her brother then comes to y'all because he's looking for her.
Right.
And then, you tell him that, hey, she was mentioning the shrine. He's like, oh, I know how to get there. So you go through the tunnel. There's like some weird shit that happens in the tunnel. It just starts like snowing out of nowhere. I want to say it's like spring.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it starts snowing out of nowhere. It's like spring. You get through the tunnel. It's now not snowing, but you're at the shrine, and there's these like
the spider lilies.
These like spider lilies, like these just weird looking, kind of eerie flowers everywhere.
That a character also says only spawns in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're getting some elements of every season within the spring.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right after you cross this bridge into the shrine area.
So already some like weird kind of trippy stuff going on.
And I will say, there was like 2 or 3 hours where this game was eerie as fuck.
Well, yeah, no. This is, I will say, it's funny because prior to this, we were talking about Digimon and just how, obviously it's for kids, but
there's
like,
some sad
it's always
stuff,
been
but it's always like happy-go-lucky, just like beast fighting beast and then just child's play shit.
But this game it's a little darker for like Digimon. It's definitely has like darker tones, and you can tell from like just like the things you experience, the atmosphere, the music, the atmosphere that the music brings. But it's definitely for Digimon. It's darker.
Yeah,
it's not like Berserk dark or anything like that. But it's for Digimon. It's dark. So yeah, you go to this shrine, and you kind of start like seeing these like visual distortions. You don't really think much of it, but you kind of take note of that. And these are things that are easier to see once you pull your camera out, which is a mechanic in the game. Because again, when you get to these areas, it kind of opens up a little bit. Your character's not able to walk around because it's set up in like a visual novel type game. So you can interact with like, hey, I can see what this sign says, or I can conversate with this person, or I can go over here and just kind of pan the screen and see if there's anything I'm able to like interact with. But behind this shrine, there's like a cave. You notice this cave. And you go into the cave, and there's like these like almost like cave paintings depicting like creatures all around. So you start discussing that, and you go into this cave because, again, this brother is looking for a sister. He doesn't want to come to this shrine and just waste time and look around. He's looking for a sister. So he's thinking, all right, maybe she's in this cave. So we go into this cave, and again, these like paintings of these depicting these like creatures, which we know to be Digimon, but they're these creatures, and this old professor. Well, I say professor. I think they start calling him professor.
He's a
like
Kimonogami researcher, which he proceeds to tell them.
So he shows up.
But very fucking weird. You got a bunch of kids, and then this fucking old creep dude just comes into a cave behind them, and we're just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. No, for us, it's weird, but like, for them, it's not. He's just, I guess, there's just like that cultural respect. He's our elder.
Exactly, yeah. It's a very big thing.
But yeah, no, he shows up. He mentions Kimonogami, which again we know to be Digimon, but he mentions Kimonogami and what like this shrine is for. It was for like, I think, the worship of these Kimonogami, and how The people
it's the. Well, go ahead. I'll
So yeah,
elaborate.
I could be wrong there, but it's all I know is that the people that lived there years ago, they would offer up
Yes,
like
they would sacrifice children.
their kids to these kimonogami. I can't. Do you remember why they did that?
I don't think it elaborated too much into it yet.
So it didn't elaborate. But yeah, they would sacrifice.
But from what we
these
know
kimonogami.
from older Digimon is kids are the ones who can kind of hold on to a Digimon,
Right,
the
right.
Digidestined,
The
for instance.
Digidestined. Yeah.
So I assume it's something maybe along that line, and like maybe like the ancient times or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I guess we'll have to get more into that whenever we play again. But
So again, these people, like this professor, for instance, like he doesn't. I don't think he necessarily knows about the digital world.
yeah,
You know?
no, I don't think so.
For all they know, they're just like sacrificing these kids to demons.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm guessing these Digimon or whatever are taking them to like the digital world.
Mm-hmm.
Where they just weren't able to return.
Right.
So yeah, there's some stuff that goes on in the cave. They end up leaving the cave. You're back to the shrine. You're seeing more distortions start to pop up. You're actually starting to see some kimonogami like figures.
Yeah, you see like a shadow figure.
Mm-hmm. And this is when there's that like earthquake, right? Or landslide, and you fall
Not
through.
yet.
Not yet. You go ahead and take it.
So you might be right on that.
I want to say that's when they went to the shrine, started to see more distortions, and then they fell through the ground.
Yeah, because it's when they exit the cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's when they exit the cave and Takuma falls through the floor because it seemed like there was like an earthquake or something.
Yeah.
So he falls through, and when he wakes up, it's like nothing ever happened.
It's like nothing ever happened. There's no cracks in the ground. He's right there back at the shrine.
And all of his friends are gone, and it's
Mhm.
just him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he looks around, there's a like Gatsumon,
Yeah.
which that's the shadowy figure that is appearing in like the distortions we're seeing around. So Gatsumon, it's like if you know Digimon, it's like a rock golem Digimon.
Yeah, like
rookie
a little,
form.
like a rock-looking bear.
Yeah.
Digimon.
So he attacks Takuma, and what's his name?
Koromon. Mm-hmm.
The pre-evolution to Agumon, comes out. And does he come out before or after? I can't remember.
I think he comes. I think because remember,
you're
looking for him on the camera.
Koromon first.
Looking for him on the camera. He joins you. Then
That's
the Gatsumon
right.
attack you. And then he attacks him. He's not strong enough.
And that initiates like the first battle of the actual game.
So yeah, the actual first battle. So yeah, Koromon versus Gatsumon. Gatsumon is more powerful. Koromon's not able to defeat him. But from their like bond that they've already kind of established the relationship, because Koromon's like really friendly with him, like, "Hey,
right.
I'm Koromon." He's just like, "What are you? Get away from me!"
Never seen something like this. So
but he's like, "Yo, we're friends."
Takuma.
But that initiates his Digivolution to Agumon.
Yeah.
And then Agumon's able to defeat him. And from there, you are just kind of looking for your friends.
Yeah.
Because again, when you fell through, it's as if nothing happened, but your friends are like gone. So you're just like looking for them at this point. And when you do find them, you find out that they have also come across Digimon that were helping them get through. So you have, I remember Falcomon. Because he was cool. I want to say he was like a new Digimon.
He may have been.
Like released for this game.
Yeah.
That was,
but he's definitely dope.
Oh, he's cool.
He's got a good demeanor.
Yeah, so he has
very
like a very, just like kind of calm, collected demeanor. You can tell he has like a lot of wisdom. He just looks really cool. And can we just get into that for a minute? Like,
oh yeah,
we were talking about like just our thoughts on Digimon nowadays, but man, I gotta say, like the designs.
For the
these
designs
Digimon
are so sick
and have always been sick.
Yeah.
Like, I can probably count on one hand the Digimon designs I don't like, from the ones that I've seen. But, like, Falcomon looks cool. I mean, like, if I just see Agumon for the first time, I'm probably thinking, oh, he's so sick, but I'm just so used to him now. I'm just kind of like, he's overrated to me. So,
Oh,
like, when
of
I see
course.
Agumon, I'm like, he's all
Yeah,
right.
and we even went through this when we were starting the game. I was like, why the fuck do they make it so you have to play Agumon in every video game they have?
I know, yeah, give me some variety.
It's like, at least just give us a choice.
Yeah, give me a choice. Like, I don't even mind. Like, give me at least like 3 of like the season starters, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like Agumon, Vmon, and then whatever that red one was called.
We always forget this.
We always forget what this red one is called. Doesn't it start with a G? I'm thinking G. I don't know. Guillemon.
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 Yeah.
Ain't that it?
I think so.
Guillemon. I want to say that's it.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sorry if I'm wrong. But yeah, at least give us like an option. I would definitely go with Vmon.
But no, that would be really cool.
What was is it Lapmon?
The one with the ears?
Labmon. Labramon? Yeah, the one that looks
The
like a
ears with the
dog.
spike?
The one that looks like a dog.
Yeah.
No, in this game.
Oh, yeah. Labramon.
Labramon.
Yeah,
All right, so yeah. So we got Agumon, and then your friends, they've found some Digimon to like kind of that they've established a relationship with to help them. You got Falcomon and Labramon. So Labramon, as you can guess, it's like a dog, as I said. Falcomon, as you can guess, it's like a bird kind of Digimon. But you know, they look cool. They look really cool. And like Falcomon again is like the calm, collected, very wise, and Labramon is like the loyal,
Mm-hmm.
you know, kind of sweet dog Pokemon. And yeah, no, from there I feel like that's where the real adventure kind of starts with this game.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we've met the characters. All right, we've introduced the Digimon, so let's get into the core, you know, gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, you're just like looking for everyone else. There's some people you can't find, but you're like, you know what? We started this trip at, you know, this one school that we came here for. Let's just go back there because, you know, our teachers and everyone, they're going to be there. We can see what the heck is going on because we don't know what these creatures are.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on right now. So as they go back to the school, they make a note of like, you know what, things are different. Like we got here a lot quicker than it took us to we got back a lot quicker than it took us to get here. So like something again is going on. Something's very different, you know, about like this world. I mean, again, they don't know they're somewhere else, but like something's different.
Because from our point of view, Takuma falls down in the hole after he comes out of the cave.
Right.
And then that's all that we see. So the rest of them could have came and fell or whatever. I don't remember that part, or maybe they didn't really discuss it.
Yeah. Again,
but everything just kind of came
Yeah.
together.
Because it's, again, just showing you from a visual novel perspective.
Exactly.
So if you've played one of the games, you know what I'm talking about, but it's very limited what they're showing you.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a manga style, you know, where it's just like you see some lips moving, there's dialogue going on, but it's not like you can walk around. It's not 3D environments. It's just straight 2D.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, we get back to where this like the school was where we started. We get back there and you can tell the building is completely different. It's like totally dilapidated. It just looks like no one has been in this building for years.
Yeah.
Like almost like centuries. It's just like plants overgrown and everything, and no one's there. You know, no teachers, no students. Like, all right, again, what's going on? So yeah, they go in the school. Here, I'm gonna pass the ball to you. Yeah, what did I forget?
You forgot to mention before they go to the school, a lot more Gatsumon attack them.
Oh, okay.
So that initiates a battle to where you can use all the Digimon that you've kind of harnessed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, no, that's probably like, again, like, because like I said before, like Fire Emblem and stuff, like, you know, the first few matches are pretty easy, but they throw the strategic mechanics at you pretty quick.
Right.
Like right from the start, you have different terrain, you have rivers, valleys, buildings, and there's advantages and disadvantages from all of those and where you attack. Like this has just been like straight up just like grass terrain. There's no like rocks. There's nothing you can like sneak around. There's nothing like that. So this is probably the next little bit of difficulty added on to this battle.
Yeah.
So it's still easy, but like, it took a little bit more thought versus let me just go and attack. But then from there, after that, is that when you go back to the school?
Yeah, right after that battle, that's when y'all all kind of get together and go back to the school to find the other people, or just to kind of hopefully see them at the school.
Right.
And then after getting into the school, that's when get to the school, you find out it's all fucked up and strange. Some strange shit's going on still.
So you get to this school, you experience some things. People are thinking they see ghosts.
Yeah.
You find out that these ghosts are the people from the beginning of the game. One of your character gets like taken by a really fast Digimon. You eventually rescue her, but you get to like another, for lack of a better term, I'm just gonna say like aspect, like part of this game. So you're in this building and you can now choose like which floor you want to go to and explore. So there's a little bit more added on. So you got like a gym area. You got like, you can do like a free battle where you just kind of roam out and just like attack wild Digimon.
And also befriend them.
You can befriend them. So yeah, just like in like Pokemon, you can catch the Pokemon. There's a way that you can befriend Digimon.
Yeah.
And it's through like
it's strange. So you can have conversations with a Digimon, and I think you get 3 questions. And depending on your answer, your meter can go up or it could go down. And so you get 4 answers, and one has a more significant impact than the other.
Yeah. So there's like 2 right answers.
2 right answers.
One makes that
one's
meter go
way
up
better,
a lot more,
and one's way worse.
Yeah. One makes it kind of go up a little bit. And 2 wrong answers. But if you ever played any of the Persona games, it's very similar to that. When you're trying to like gain an ally, someone you beat, you have to like answer their questions, and based off their dialogue, you can kind of tell what personality traits they have.
Yeah.
And it's the same here. So based off their dialogue, you're trying to answer their questions correctly.
Yeah.
And
this you can do within the battle. So this one you can do it within the battle.
Yes.
Which is a little strange.
Yeah. So I mean, you can literally start the battle and then like right off the bat, like go and question them.
Yeah.
See if they want to join you.
Yeah. And from what we've played, it's pretty difficult to recruit.
Yeah, we haven't got a hang of it yet. Like the different things they say, the things you got to catch on to.
Yeah, I think it's just trial and error. Some Digimon have different personalities, so you just got to keep that in mind the next time you encounter that Digimon.
And throughout the map, there's like little boxes that you can go to and like attack to get like items. And like many RPGs, there's a lot of items that you can equip to your Digimon that add, plus 30 attack, minus 20 defense, whatever it may be for whatever type of build you want to do. There's a way that you can check your Digimon just to see all the different branching paths that you can take with Digimon. Because, if you're listening to this and you're not familiar with Digimon, unlike Pokemon, where if you have this Pokemon that evolves twice, it's going to be those same Pokemon every time, Digimon's very different.
Yeah.
You can have an Agumon that has 10 to 15 different branches it can take. So it can literally like Digivolve into like, 10 to 15 different Digimon.
Yeah.
It just depends on the branch you take.
Which is something I've always loved about Digimon games.
I don't know if I necessarily like that about it.
Really?
Some of them are very cool. Like I like the option, but some of them just take my immersion out because, you'll have Agumon Digivolve into something that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like that just doesn't look like it would like again with Pokemon, like those make sense. Like, hey, this pig evolved and it became a bigger pig.
Yeah.
This bigger pig evolved and it became a very swole, strong pig with fire emperor. But like it makes sense. Whereas like, hey, Agumon can evolve into this like dinosaur with a skull in his head. Now he can evolve into this Lego creation.
So you're saying him getting smaller and having metal on his body that makes sense?
What? Who,
Agumon? Or Greymon? Yeah.
Well, going from Greymon to War Greymon, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
That
of.
makes sense.
I mean, they look similar in color and maybe that they're fucking
Well, I mean,
dinosaurs.
the argument I'm making is Digimon makes less sense,
Right.
whereas Pokemon makes more sense. Like,
No,
I can see that stage.
No,
like,
no,
hey, that
I know.
progression.
Yeah.
Yeah, but from Agumon to Greymon makes sense. From Greymon to War Greymon, yeah, I still see that.
Well, there's Metal Greymon.
Huh?
So you skip Metal
Oh,
Greymon.
sorry, Metal Greymon. That's the one I'm talking about.
The fucking machine gun.
Yeah, so from like Metal Greymon to War Greymon, again, yeah, like I see it.
Yeah.
But then when you go from, because I know one of the branching paths, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's in this game, but
Yeah, you're talking about
from
the
previous
Lego
games. Well, yeah, I know there's like a brick
But that
one.
still kind of makes sense because it's still a dinosaur.
Yeah, but like, where'd the Legos come from? Like what?
There's a Lego world.
A Lego world?
Yeah, you never played Digimon World?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's in the show.
But then, like, I don't know, some of them just, like, there's some really random ones. That was probably a terrible example. But you know what I'm talking
totally,
about. There's so many.
understand.
You played Cyber
I'm just
Sleuth.
giving you shit.
Know all, like, the weird
Yeah.
just routes you can take.
I mean, you can literally fucking abuse your Digimon in those games and it'll turn into a pile of shit. So, yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or slime.
Yeah. No, I know which one you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I want to say, I don't know if it's Agumon, but like one of the routes you take, it turns into like this like goblin looking Digimon. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
like what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a lot of them actually do that.
Yeah.
It's just a common path, I believe.
So yeah, all that to say, like, I don't know, it's like love hate. Like I do like it because it gives you more variety. Where like you can have Agumon and be like, hey man, look at this path that I took. Agumon evolved, Digivolves into this. And I go like, whoa, I've never seen that. I just kind of made it evolve into this, and maybe you've never seen that. Like that aspect is cool.
Yeah, from my understanding, it's always like stat based.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So
depending on what you put your stats in, shit like that, and how you treat them, and you got to be feeding them. I mean, in Digimon World is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get like the path you need.
Right.
And, like you can't have them shitting on the floor all the time. You got to take them to the restroom,
and
very strange. But it's kind of how you would treat a pet,
right? But our 5 to 6 hours, like we didn't really get into like the branches.
Not at all.
We did have Agumon Digivolve into Tyrannomon. Which was kind of cool because we were obviously expecting, Greymon's going to throw Greymon.
Yeah, because I'd said that right before it happened. I was like, please don't be Greymon. It would be so cool if they gave us something else.
Yeah.
And I even called. I was like, maybe Tyrannomon or something.
And there it was. It was Tyrannomon. But I did think that was cool, which I mean, I expected it. It's an RPG, so again, you're going to have where you can like have add-ons or different items that buff or debuff certain Digimon. So you do have that. It seems like there's like a lot of Digimon that you can befriend. And I think at that point is when we were like really about to get into the story. But that was like kind of like the 5 to 6 hour mark, and we were like, I think this is good for like a first impression.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do with this like little like first impression review is my original idea, and again maybe come up with some cool name for it, but was like backlog consolidation. So obviously if you're our age and you play video games, you have at least 50 to 100 games in your backlog and more added daily just with how they're pumping games out. So we're like, let's just go through some games that we've wanted to play, and not even like go through them, but like get past the tutorial for sure. Let's just put like 5 to 10 hours in, and then from there we can decide like, is this a game that we, really want to play? Like, this can be the next game we start to play.
Right.
Is it a game that we can completely take off the backlog, and we're just like not into, like, hey, I tried it, it's just not my thing? Is it a game that we're just like constantly thinking about, like, I want to play this when I get home, from work? Where does it like land in that like little like, I don't know, review tier list? But that was our original thought. was like, let's just, we're so like overwhelmed by the thought of like playing a full game. Like, let's not even worry about that.
Yeah.
Let's just like play a few hours of this, play a few hours of that. We can give like our first impression review, and then from there we can decide, which of these games do we really want to play next. Like, I'm definitely going to pick that up, or I'm definitely going to put that one to the side.
So,
yeah.
With that being said, how do you feel?
All right, so
where would you put this in your backlog catalog?
All right, so I think, again, we are... For me, the game's like just like pretty much starting, Like the pieces have been played. Like the groundwork is there. So now like it's just going through the story from here. Even with that being said, I probably still am going to put it to the side. I'm not completely taking it off. So it's not like a game that I'm not into. I'm just not even going to pick this up again.
Yeah.
It's just there's games I want to play more or want to try out more. Because, again, this is going to be like a 50 to 60-hour game. It's going to pick up, but still, it's a visual novel style tactical RPG. It's going to be slow.
Exactly.
It'll get to the point where there's more strategy added, and there could be a 30-minute to an hour-long battle that you can lose, and then you have to do it all over again. Or you're just not able to beat, and then you have to grind, and then kind of create a new team for.
Right.
So, am I ready for that type of game right now? No. Maybe if I had like a 2-week-long vacation with like nothing else going on, that would probably be the perfect game.
Yeah.
So that's where I'd say that's where I put it is, like I like it. So far it's been fun. It dragged in the beginning, but I'm just going to put it to the side. So not off the backlog. It's just going down the list.
TBP? To be played?
To be played, yes.
Yeah.
TBPL, to be played later.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah.
It's definitely not something I'm coming home and I'm fucking avoiding chores over, for sure.
Yeah. See, that's what I want to find. Like, I want to pick up a game and us play, say I have this game and I'm like, all right, Robert, let's put like 5 to 6 hours in. Let's see if we, can get into it. Yeah. I want us to play and you be like, dude, I'm buying this game tonight.
Yeah.
I got to work in the morning, but I am going to stay up till 12 playing this game.
You're calling me. When are you going to be home?
Dude, are you ready? Dude, have you made it to this part? Oh, you haven't fought him. My bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's the game I want to find.
Yeah. No, I mean, Pokemon was almost like that. I mean, we know what we're expecting from Pokemon, obviously.
Yeah.
But we've obviously put in a shit ton for that.
Pokemon is...
It's just so mindless in a way where you can just pick it up anytime, do whatever, put it down, and you're, literally at any point.
See, yeah, that's a great game where you can be like, you know what, I got 30 minutes. I'm just going to pick up Pokemon because you can pick it up. You can even, shiny hunting takes a little longer than 30 minutes, but like,
well, that's something you can plan for.
You could work on your Pokédex. With that being said, I completed my Pokédex today.
Yeah.
All 400 Pokemon completed today. If you didn't know, when you complete it, you get your shiny charm, and I got it. So shiny hunting's just going to be a little bit easier for you, boy.
Man's going to be hunting.
Yeah, I'm going to be hunting. With that being said, though, until that
Cinderace
7-star raid comes out, other than shiny hunting, I got nothing.
I know.
I got nothing. Like, everyone I want, maybe Iron Hands, I can work on him a little bit. Well, I need to get a new one. But, build him up, EV, IV train. But, like, other than that, like, I'm pretty much done. I feel like I was going to say something else on Pokemon. Oh, yeah, because we were talking about, like, how we just went through it real quick. And we're not going to stay on Pokemon long. I know we get to Pokemon every episode. This is for Digimon. But what helped me get through it, I don't know if you're the same way, but you know how, like, competitive I am. And that's why I shy away from competitive games, just because I'm that competitive. But we have so many friends playing this game.
Yeah.
And you have people like you, Antonio, who, like, have always played Pokemon. And y'all's knowledge of it, is far, superior to mine. But like when I have y'all playing, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna finish my Pokedex first.
Honestly,
I'm gonna finish it first.
I'm proud of you. You've completed 2 of the last 2 Pokemon. Well, I guess
This year.
Not 2 Pokemon games that came out this year. You completed both Pokédexes.
Yeah. Like I would say that is like I've completed the game.
Yeah.
Like I've beat the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in Arceus, like you can beat the story, but there's like a true ending when you complete your Pokedex.
Yeah.
There's not that for this, but like, you know, there is a little bit added incentive. You know, you get like a certain diploma, you get a shiny charm. So I would say I beat the game. But thank you. I appreciate you saying that. But like I have my friends to like drive me to like, you know what, Robert caught freaking 10 shinies yesterday. Let me get on. Let me see what I can catch. You know, like, so y'all incentivize me to like put more hours in and get through the game real quick.
Yeah.
That's all I was trying to say. But yeah, Pokemon, an easy game to pick up and play. Digimon, not so much. Sorry, I may have cut you off. You were pretty much saying that.
Yeah, Digimon Survive.
Digimon Survive, yeah. Yeah.
But if you are into, you know, it seems like it's getting into a pretty good story.
Yeah.
You know, from what we've seen, it's pretty in depth. If you like tactics, then definitely pick this game up.
And story hasn't been bad.
No, not at all. The dialogue's actually really fucking good.
The dialogue's good. Like, you know,
it doesn't seem like some shitty translations. Yeah. And there's actually some, it is voice acted, quite a bit of it. It is obviously in Japanese. So, but if you like that, then, I mean, it's cool.
Was a lot of it voice acted?
Yeah, quite a bit of that dialogue is voice acted.
That's right, because we were doing our own little...
Yeah, we were doing our own, and that's probably what took like maybe an hour out of our fucking playtime.
That is
But
true.
it was fun, so...
That was fun. We were literally doing like, for the first like 4 hours of the game, we were doing our own voices for each character.
I don't think it was that long, but yeah.
It was for a while. Yeah, maybe
hours.
like 2 or 3. But it was for at least half of it. But yeah, no, and some people love like, you know, slower paced games like that.
I mean, it'd be a great game
novels.
to stream if you're a streamer.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's a ton of time into that.
You know, when you talk about like games, obviously at the tippy top, you have like shooters and like stuff like that. So it's very niche compared, but like it was fun.
Yeah.
Like it was a good game.
It is a game you got to pay attention to.
Yeah, you have to pay attention, and again, it's something that I'll pick up again at some point.
Yeah.
Whenever I get to that point where I can put 2 vacation weeks back to back, like yeah, sure, I'll pick up Digimon.
And hell, you might just find a stale point where you just, you know, you want to do something, and you don't have shit to do. Maybe you're at work, and you bring your Switch that day, and you're like, oh fuck, well, I could play some Digimon.
Yeah.
You know.
My
but
job
again,
allows me to do that sometimes.
Sometimes.
Got a lot of free time. Sometimes.
He's on break when he's doing this.
Yeah.
In Minecraft.
Minecraft. I definitely don't play Minecraft. But I think that wraps it up for the, you know, Digimon Survive.
Yeah.
So now we can get into what we thought on the movie.
Yeah. So we're gonna go over Digimon Adventures.
Try Reunion, and this is the first part of like a 6-part of movies. I want to say. I want to say there were 6 of them. Yeah. Hold on, did you watch it? I promise I'm not. This isn't going to be me being that guy, but did you watch it sub or dub?
Dub, of course.
Okay, because I remember when I logged you in, I thought that you could only do sub, but when I started it, it was dub. So I didn't know if you were.
This is like
sub or dub.
One of the best dubs. Digimon has like such a good cast.
Yeah. No, I admit. Well, to be fair, I haven't like listened to like sub Digimon.
I haven't heard the sub. Well, I've definitely heard it before, but the dub is just great.
That's it's just what we. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's like DBZ, but also I think the DBZ sub Goku is terrible.
But I'm not an absolutist like most fucking sub anime watchers are.
Definitely not a purist.
Fucking degenerates, but
we like grew up with English dub Digimon.
Yeah, of course. Like fucking shonen
and with that being said, perfect segue. I have not fact checked this. And some of them you can tell are different, but I want to say a lot of the original cast like returned and reprised their roles as like Agumon sounds the same. Ty
Ty's
definitely sounds the
The
same.
same. Matt's the same. I'm pretty sure.
I can't.
Matt sounds.
I'm
just
not 100% about Matt, but I want to say Joe is definitely different. Izzy sounds
don't
the
know
same.
about
Sora
Joe.
sounds the same. Mimi sounds the same.
Mimi has to be
Kari
the same.
sounds the same. TK is probably different because he definitely
He was
sounded
younger.
like a
He was way younger.
little kid. So he has to be different.
But
But
he
like,
could have pitched his voice up. You never know.
that's true. Tentamon, Gabumon sounds the same. And again, I could be wrong about all these, but just they at least sound the same.
Yeah.
If they're not the same, they found people who could do it identically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. What did you think? What did you think about Digimon Adventures Try #1 Reunion?
So, are we going to spoil this at all?
I'm not sure how we would not spoil.
I mean, we can talk about the movie and talk about what we hate about it and love about it, but
Okay. We don't. We definitely spoiled Survive.
not really. First couple
I
hours.
guess not. Well, we just haven't got to any big spoiler points yet.
Right, but the whole point is
So-
to give something.
Okay.
to
Well, we
latch
can do our
onto for
best to
that.
not spoil it.
So,
Let's strive to not.
Chris and I were OG Digimon watchers. We've seen quite a bit of the Digimon adventures.
We're Gen 1ers.
Well,
no, I'm kidding.
We've seen like the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
like-
Anything past like
Guillaumon,
the first like 5 years of Digimon, I don't know.
right?
Like there was a point where Digimon could, I think, fuse. Like I think that was
There's
one, of the
one that
seasons
was
with
called
Digimon Fusions.
Digimon Fusions, yeah.
Like I don't know any of that.
Me neither.
Yeah. Anything past Digimon World 4. Yeah. No, I don't
Fair.
know.
Yeah, but I was not that impressed with this because this is again, they're bringing all the original characters back, and they're a lot older. They're in high school, pretty much, right?
Yeah, they're in high school.
Yeah. I feel like
So I'd say at least like a
TK
few
would be
years.
in like middle school. I feel like, well, no, because
Maybe.
they're about to go to college, so I feel like he's at least like a freshman, at least.
To be fair, like I hope I don't sound like an idiot saying this, but their school system over there could be completely different.
That is true. I
you
didn't
know,
think
like
about
I
that.
have no clue.
Yeah,
what
no,
their
you're
school
right. I
system
think you're
there
right.
Is like, but I want to say at least a few years have passed.
Yeah.
Like 3 to 5 years have to have passed.
Oh, more than that.
This isn't like they're grown ups in college, have their own place. No, Ty and Kari are still living with their mother.
Yeah.
And again, they're in high school. I want to say they mentioned high school because Joe at one point was like, I'm borderline almost out of high school.
Yeah.
That was when he mentioned he had a girlfriend. Joe has a girlfriend.
No. How could he?
What were you saying though?
I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? I don't know.
Oh, you were just talking about like this is like the OG Digimon cast coming back for a movie.
Oh yeah. So this whole movie, because it's a 6-part series movie.
Yeah.
This basically the entirety of the movie, aside from maybe like 15 minutes, was just like kind of getting to know the characters as they are now.
It's just setting it up with which again,
And it's an hour and 26-minute movie.
We are judging just this movie, but it may not be fair because we haven't seen the other parts. Again, this one is called Reunion.
Literally.
So we should just expect it to be about a reunion of the characters. And that's what it was.
I didn't put any faith into this movie. I just went into it, not knowing what the fuck it was other than this is these characters older.
Yeah. So yeah, they reintroduce these characters, kind of what they got going on in their lives, what their hobbies are. So Ty, still in soccer, still loving soccer,
Still playing soccer.
Yeah. Matt, he's now in a band. So Matt is like the Sasuke. He's always kind of like the cool one, So he's in a band now. Kari, she's pretty much the same. She's still the supportive younger sister. Same with TK. He's still the supportive younger brother. Yep. Now a hipster, apparently. They show off, obviously they're dressed I guess they have school uniforms. Did they have school uniforms? They
Yeah.
have school uniforms, but they show him outside of school. But he is like dressed like totally like what you would picture like a hipster is
Right.
5 years ago. You know, like I don't think that's what hipsters are like now. I feel like they're more kind of
Wasn't
drawn
he
to be
like,
like the bearded guys who drink craft beer and drink cigars. Those are the hipsters.
Drink cigars?
All right, I mean, sorry, smoke cigars, drink craft beer. Sorry.
Didn't TK used to be like a skater kid because he had like the beanie and like the
He looked. I mean, I guess
I'm
if
trying to remember what he looked like.
yeah. He had like the green beanie. I want to say he had almost like a green matching hoodie.
Yeah.
I think he wore like shorts. But yeah, like he looked like a little
skater kid.
Younger brother skater kid. But yeah, no, TK pretty much still the same. I guess no hobbies. He's just a supportive little brother. Same with Kari, supportive younger sister. Joe, he's still like the, play by the rules. Like I'm gonna go to college and become a professor or a doctor, like school bookworm. Izzy, exactly the same.
Literally.
Still like the tech guy. Mimi, exactly the same. She was like in New York when this movie started, and then she gets flown over to wherever they are. But she's still like the diva, very luxury. Like, hey, I want first class. I'm into fashion,
materialistic,
girly girl, materialistic. And Sora's pretty much the same too. So all these characters are all that. Did I get them all?
I believe
Is that
so.
all the characters? Yeah, no, they're all like exactly the same. Sora's still. What did I say Sora was? Like what her role?
Damn, I can't remember what you said.
She's like for lack of a better term, she's like the glue that holds everyone together. I feel like in the OG anime, she was more like tomboyish. I didn't really get that vibe in this.
Yeah. I guess you really don't, yeah.
Yeah. But so other than that, the characters are exactly the same. And well, I guess that would mentioning Kawagumon be a spoiler?
Honestly, fuck it. If you got to this point, we're going to spoil it.
Yeah, and I mean, for real though,
there's not much to spoil. I will be honest.
They don't cover much. So, yeah, no, a lot of the movies just introducing the characters again. You got Kawagumon coming through distortions again, causing havoc. And he gets to a point where he's chasing Tai. And Ty's just...
so he's like after Tai, which we're wondering why.
Yeah.
And
I'm guessing they could like sense like,
well, I assume.
I mean, he does keep his digi
Well, I'm
device
just saying, like, as
on
the
him.
viewer, we're wondering, why the fuck is he after Tai?
Right.
I mean, he's got to be something because he's still got his digivice and shit.
Yeah.
Even though we find out that the doors to the digi world are still closed.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're wondering how they got in here through these distortions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he runs and he fucking tries to lead it away from the city because it's fucking wreaking havoc on the whole city.
Yeah. Lots of destruction, yeah.
Isn't that when Agumon comes in?
Yep. You see his digi device like kind of start to shine.
Yeah.
He's looking away. Agumon comes, protects him. A little bit of pepper breath action.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. He can't take it. Kawagumon's more powerful than Agumon.
Which that part surprised me. I was like, that pepper breath did not fucking...
I know. It should have been like,
Yeah.
If anything.
I've been
But
saving
hey,
that shit up for years.
no surprise, Agumon can't take Kawagumon.
Yeah.
And Kawagumon is like this red, like beetle,
huge horned
red
beetle,
like Digimon.
And Agumon's a fucking 3-foot tall little dinosaur.
Well, you can see from that angle right there.
You can see that.
That's Agumon, and that's War Greymon.
Yep.
But if you're listening to this, you probably already knew that.
Yeah. True.
But yeah, no, he evolves into Greymon, and from there is probably the best fight scene in the movie, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They get a little one-on-one, and I want to say before Greymon's able to defeat him, he just kind of escapes.
Oh no! They both get like transferred through the distortion.
Oh, there's a distortion that pops up.
Yeah, and they get like teleported to the airport.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So they're going through like different points of the city through different distortions, and then they get to the airport, and then that's where like the government like comes up.
Yeah. So this is like a key point in the movie that I was kind of surprised about.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you watch the OG season 1, the only people that know about Digimon are the Digidestined. Nobody in the human world know about them. So I guess Genai, that we learn later, Genai is the creator of the Digivices, tells the government about the Digidestined because there's this new threat. And he's trying to get their attention to save the fucking world and the digital world because shit's fucking happening.
Right. So yeah, the government intervenes. They've been kind of keeping tabs on like the Digidestined. So boom, someone's right there to pick up Ty, take him to the airport. Everyone's picking up the rest of the Digidestined. They come to the airport, and that's when like you got like Tentimon digivolve into Kabuterimon. You have Birdramon. You got Garurumon, and all the other ones. So they're all there fighting.
8 of them. 7 or 8.
Kuwagamon, there's one. Then there's a distortion, and then 3. Yeah, 2 more pop out. There's 3. Yeah, there's like okay fight scenes, nothing crazy.
And then right before, so they defeat 2 of them, and right before, or actually the Kuwagamon's like beating the fuck out of Garurumon. He just keeps hitting him with the blasts.
Right.
And right before he hits him with the last blast, a fucking hand comes out of the distortion and just grabs his ass out.
Yeah. Like a giant
hand. We're talking about a 20-foot beetle, and this hand is towering over it. It's like fucking Master Hand from Smash.
Yeah.
And then at that point, everybody's just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Because everybody's finally kind of all together. Mimi comes back, and she's there. And then you have all the government people, because nobody's been able to talk about anything since the shit's been going on. But
yeah, no, watching it, I just like at this point, like I was, at this point, it's already, you're past like the halfway mark, but like I'm bored. Watching it.
No, I started falling asleep when I was watching.
Did you really?
I'll be honest.
Yeah, so like I'm bored. You could probably tell from me explaining this. Like I'm just not excited about it. Like it's okay. I'm having a hard time. I literally watched this today. I'm having a hard time remembering just because none of it was memorable. And I gotta, for the podcast, I gotta finish this. But I'm wanting to like do something else. Hell, I was so bored after I took a nap. I literally took a nap. You got home, was like, what are you doing? Are you napping? I'm like, yeah, I'm just sleepy. This movie made me sleepy. But yeah, no, like again, I'm not expecting them to come out like and go hard on this first one because they did what they were going to do with this movie. It's a reunion.
Yeah.
That's what most of the movie was. They were just reintroducing us and like setting the story up.
Yeah.
Which I guess we can go over real quick.
So I guess the main plot point was this girl Mako, where we've seen a couple different times.
Yeah.
And we've seen we learned she has a Digimon.
She's one of the Digidestined.
Yeah, she's another Digidestined that they had never even heard of before.
Yeah, she was like introduced.
And she has a Digimon called Makomon.
Makumon, yeah, Makumon or something like that.
Mako and Makumon.
Yeah. It's like some like cat. I mean, it looks cool. Which
you do see. They just kind of pivot to it at certain scenes throughout the movie until you get met. I
want to say that was a different Digimon.
I was kind of
because remember there was that cat, but then there was another hooded one that we don't know anything else about. They showed him, and
because he had like the scarf,
he disappeared.
And shit. Yeah, I was kind of reminded me of like a Mimikyu or something.
Yeah, I don't think
that was weird.
Makumon.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah, no, we eventually find out that this hand that grabbed
maybe it was like a scout.
Kuwagamon belonged to Alphamon.
Right.
So was Alphamon in like some of the OG stuff? Or is this like a new...
I'll be honest, because I've heard of Alphamon before. I've seen him and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he was introduced in this, because this is 2015. That's 7 years ago.
That is true, yeah.
So within 7 years, I've seen him multiple times,
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it was before or after, if he was introduced I mean,
Right.
obviously not after, but I don't know if it was before or if he was introduced in 2015 in this show.
Right.
I assume he's probably already existed.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be fair.
Outside of this.
And Alphamon, he does look pretty cool, but he's like a Gundam.
Yeah.
To me, I just think he looks like a Gundam.
I mean, he's reminiscent of Omnimon.
Yeah.
Just like an anti-Omnimon.
Like a dark, more Gundam-like Omnimon. Yeah.
Obviously, too fucking badass.
Yeah. Super OP.
Very OP. He was ragdolling all the champion Digimon.
Yeah. So yeah, all the champion. And throughout the whole movie, like Ty doesn't have like this motivation to really battle.
Yeah.
Because he's focusing more on the destruction. I guess he has a new like outlook on life. He's kind of grown up.
Right.
So he's not like the go-getter. Let's go, Agumon. As he was in the original Digimon Adventures. So he's thinking about like all this destruction. He's like, man, people are going to get hurt. So he doesn't have motivation to battle because he doesn't want to add more destruction to the city and get people killed. But, Matt's kind of like talking him up in the end like, hey, man, if we don't do anything, people are definitely going to die.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he says.
Yeah, at that point, he's like, you know what, Matt, you're right. He didn't say that, but, that was the gist of it.
Yeah.
So, and this is one thing I definitely hate is this movie definitely was rushed. A lot of that definitely rushed.
Yes.
To introduce the main plot, it was rushed. So we have nothing but champion level Pokemon at this point.
Digimon.
Yeah. Digimon. I'm sorry. We have nothing but champion leveled Digimon at this point. So we have like Greymon, Garurumon, Kabuterimon, all of them. And then within like 10 to 15 seconds, we got Metal Greymon, Were Garurumon. We got War Greymon, Metal Garurumon, and then boom, Omnimon.
Yeah.
Right there. Again, it was like 10 to 15 seconds. They each showed up, didn't attack, digivolved again, didn't attack, didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. And then Omnimon shows up, and there's like a minute-long fight between them. And you could tell he's able to kind of like hold his ground and fight him a little bit. And as he's like charging up this cannon shot, it's just taking too long, and then Alphamon just escapes through a distortion.
Yep.
And that's literally the movie.
Yeah.
That's literally the movie. So yeah, all that to say, like, again, I guess they did what they were hoping to do in this movie, just set it up. And I would expect that the next 5 have to be awesome.
Yeah.
Because you've already introduced us. We got the main plot. It should just be nothing but fucking like
action,
epic action, which it's probably not because Digimon never has like a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I don't expect that from Digimon. And when it's there, it's not like it's like epic fight scenes, But like I expect more than this movie gave us. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sure that was really lame and boring to listen to, but it was an okay movie.
Listen, if you like OG Digimon, it's worth a watch. I mean, go watch the rest of the movies.
Yeah, I will say
because it's very reminiscent of it.
It was. It really was. Like as a kid, like we loved Digimon Adventures. Mm-hmm. Like if we were to watch it now, it's probably very slow. If I was that same kid watching through this movie, it would have probably been the best thing ever.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't wait for the next one.
Right. But yeah, like it was. If you were to like rate it from 1 to 10, what would you give Digimon Adventures Try Reunion?
Well, I got to be fair. So it's literally called a reunion. They did that. It's planned for a 6th series. So I'll give it a 6.
That's with being fair. I was thinking 6, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be fair.
It's very average.
Just straight enjoyment. I'm going to give it a 5.
Yeah, very average.
And it sucks because like I really do enjoy Digimon. Like I love Digimon.
I just hate the fact that they rushed the fuck out of the end.
Yeah, they really rushed that. Man, I just wish that Digimon could get on par with like. And some of you, like, people who really watch anime may cringe, but I pretty much just stick with like the popular stuff. Like I love Naruto, DBZ, Full Metal Alchemist. Like I don't get into much of the niche stuff. So I wish they were on tier with like shonen.
Yeah.
Like
just in writing.
you can watch writing, just like the action, like the level of like the combat. It's just so fluid and just awesome to watch. Like I wish they could get on par with that. And I feel like that's where a lot of like Pokemon also kind of falls for me. It's like you can tell like Digimon and Pokemon are like on that same level where it just seems like they're for kids. Like they're not thinking of our generation. Where like Naruto and DBZ, they're almost making that with our generation in mind. They know like the people that are watching this are pretty much in their 30s now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So hopefully that new Pokemon anime is good.
Hopefully, but again, if it's like the last 20 years of Pokemon, and you know,
I know
there have been like awesome moments in Pokemon. There have been awesome moments in Digimon.
Yeah.
But you know, as a whole, you know, how many awesome moments have there been in Dragon Ball Z? Pretty much all of them. Yeah. You know, like so many.
I just want to watch
moments.
Goku eat ramen. I'd rather do that than watch fucking Pokemon.
I know. Same. I'd rather watch 60 episodes of Naruto filler in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, 5 out of 10. I thought it was pretty okay. I don't know when I'll get to watching the second part. I don't want it to be too far away. Like I'd rather watch it with this fresh.
To watch the rest of them.
I'd like to watch the second one soon just to see if it picks it back up.
Yeah.
You know?
And if nothing after that, then fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'll look up a summary on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does Alphamon die?
Best key moments in Digimon Tri. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, that was Digimon Survive and Digimon Tri. I mean, those are our thoughts.
Yeah.
So yeah, Digimon. I guess all that to say, like, I don't know. This. I know that came out in 2017, but for me, this is not the year for Digimon.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna pick up on earlier. Like, Digimon has such a soft spot in my heart.
Yeah.
Where I do love Digimon.
I do. And you know what it is, though? It's the fucking designs.
I know.
Like, I know this is a little chibi thing, but Gabumon. Think about Gabumon. How fucking cool is Gabumon?
I don't know what it is, but it's like Pokemon and Digimon. It's just the games. The games are so good.
Well.
What do you mean, well?
I mean, Pokemon, yeah, but like...
The games are good, too. I don't think I've ever played a Digimon game that I didn't like. Personally.
Maybe, like, didn't like, but, like, I don't know if I'd say they're, like, good. Like, I think the Pokemon games are good.
Oh, obviously better. Just a better format.
Yeah. I think some of them are okay. There's been some good ones.
Yeah. Like Digimon World. I love Digimon World.
But, yeah, no, I see what you're saying. When it comes to things like that,
it's the writing is so fucking ass.
Yeah. The writing's bad. It's like the concept and like the designs that I really appreciate and love. I think that soft spot you're talking about, that's where Digimon is for me.
Yeah.
Like the designs.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And yeah, I don't know. We just need to watch the other movies.
Yeah.
And then we can do like an overall review because who knows? The other ones may be so fucking awesome or something. I don't know.
Just never know.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes this episode.
Yeah.
Disappointment.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. It's been fun.
Thanks for listening to the Hardcore Podcast.
Yeah, Hardcore Podcast, episode 9, Digimon.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Big sad.
Digimon. Digimon.
Digimon. Digital. Digital monster. World. Cool beans.
Big sad.
Joe has a girlfriend. Matt's in a band.
Hot TK?
Oh, God.